welcome to the stage Eline, who's doing a talk on how loneliness can create solidarity through design.
Right. Looking at that title, you may ask yourself, how has loneliness anything to do with solidarity or even design? And to that I say everything, because someone who has grown up in the 21st century, with technology constantly surrounding us, we are now more lonely than ever. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, so let me revert back and go back to my first year of undergrad and tell you a little story. I came to a new country, a new city, knowing absolutely no one. On my moving day, I got up really early, 4 a.m. to be exact, to go to the airport to take a flight that left at 7 a.m. roughly to go to Stansted Airport. I get to the airport and I notice something is missing. My laptop. I managed to forget my laptop at home on my desk the day I moved to the UK to start my bachelor's degree. And it just sounds like an absolute movie, but it wasn't. Because I knew no one in the country and in the city completely new to me, actually finding the motivation to stay just made it even more difficult. Because this was my way of kind of escaping through social media and YouTube. I personally like to refer to my state as an involuntary loneliness, where I didn't want to necessarily be alone, but because I was too timid and too shy to talk to anyone, I just had no choice really. A couple of days go by in the same in-between state, and I call my mom and I say, I want to go home. And she says, well, calm down, you wanted this for so long, don't let this stand anyway. Go out and just meet new people and see what you can do. So I did. On my way back, I met 3 of my flatmates, which we then had to have an impromptu flat meeting, getting to know each other, which later led on to movie nights and shopping trips. And after that day, my state went from involuntary to volunteered loneliness, where I could choose to be by myself, but I knew that there was always someone right next door that I could talk to if I needed it. I call myself lucky as this was just homesickness. However, so many young professionals in a similar situation where you either move city or even country experience actual loneliness on a daily basis. Loneliness is therefore defined as a subjective, unwelcome feeling of lack or loss of companionship, and occurs through a mismatch between the quantity and quality of social relationships. It does not depend on how many people you know, and it is contagious in social networks. It harms not only your mental health, but also your physical. It increases your risk for cardiovascular diseases and is considered as dangerous as cigarette smoking. They say about 15 cigarettes a day. So only as 1/5 of Britain's population, which is roughly around 9 million people, say that they are either often or always lonely. 83% between the ages of 18 and 34 see that they are lonely on a daily basis. And with continuous loneliness comes also an increase in mortality of about 26%. But again, how is this anything to do with design and solidarity? They say that there are many ways to cure loneliness. This could be improving social skills through conversations. This could either mean on the phone or directly face-to-face to someone. Avoid being home by yourself. Increase opportunity for social interactions through either events or even at a cafe. Focus on your hobbies or start a new one. This could mean already a developed hobby or something you've always wanted to do but never dared to try. Start a big project, either business or hobby related. Again, the same similar thing. And then just being around people. These are some of our core principles that we, at Circlebox, are working hard to achieve. Circlebox in its core is comprised of the spaces that we inhabit, represented by the box, and the people and events that are happening within these spaces, represented by the circle. Combine these and you get Circlebox. At its core, our mission is community. We achieve this through sharing. This is sharing amenities, ideas, beliefs, and spaces. It creates a closeness between people on a different level than just friendship. It is a social state through the activities that we do, and it creates a mutual understanding of each other as human beings. It is a cooperative way of being, as well as we encourage cultural differences, where we share ideas through the activities and conversations that we have and do. It creates an openness shared by everyone around you, which in turn, combining all of these, creates solidarity or unity between people. But what is Circlebox really? Circlebox is a social community-driven design approach to battle loneliness through co-living and co-lived working environments. Co-living is a modern form of housing where residents share living spaces and a set of interests, values, or intentions. Co-working is a method of working whereby individuals or group of people work alongside one another in a shared workspace, but not belonging to the same organization or company. Circlebox is therefore comprised of two entities. We have the hive and we have the hub. The hive is the co-living branch of Circlebox. The hive is where people will live together and share spaces and amenities such as living rooms and kitchens and laundry facilities. The bedrooms will be arranged around the central living space to create an environment focused around community, and we also strive to make these spaces as flexible as possible. We want the spaces to represent you as a person by allowing you to customize the bedrooms down to the last detail. Therefore, the bedrooms will come unfurnished, while the living rooms and the shared spaces will come semi-furnished with possibilities for further customization. The contracts will be monthly rentals. This will allow you the flexibility but also complete control. The apartments will also allow pets, which is proven to decrease loneliness through the interaction with animals. The hub is a co-working branch of Circlebox. The hub is where people will work together in a shared workspace environment, as well as sharing each other's knowledge and expertise. It consists of semi-closed workspaces, separate meeting rooms, we have relaxation spaces, beverage corners, and kitchen facilities. Flexible spaces will allow for organized events to either be hosted as a company or even a person, which is unhindered by size, where you can share a big event or a craft or even a passion that you're interested in with people that are interested in the same thing. The contracts again consist of monthly rentals, which allows you the flexibility but also complete control. And pets again are also allowed. This is proven to reduce stress, increase work morale, and increase people's overall health. To complement these spaces, we also have a collective Circlebox app, which will allow you to create a profile either through the hub section or the hive section. The hive section encourages you to create a personal profile, which allows the residents to always know who lives in the building. It also makes social interactions easier, which can also be done through the messages tab, which makes it easier for people to interact with each other. The app has a collective field to organize everything into a simpler interface. The app also allows you to toggle your apartment settings, where you can control everything from front gate access to heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, to everything from lighting or even speakers. You can also access the Events tab, where you can either see or book upcoming events or even create an event of your own. The Hub section encourages you to create a profile which allows other people to get to know your specific company. This can also be done through the Messages tab, which allows companies to more easily get to know each other. You can book meeting rooms and events, which will be all collected into a collective calendar. And one of the biggest features of the actual app is also a tab called Project Help. This is a feature that allows a person or a company to struggle to undertake either an event or a project in the future to notify other people through the app, which they can then come with either input, ideas, or even direct help to how this can be realized in the future. This will not only create social interaction, but it will also, it's an initiative to create possible future partnerships. So where will Circlebox go from here? Currently, Circlebox is just in its beginning phases and is currently comprised of two separate entities. Since our core principle of community and bringing people together to battle loneliness in young professionals, we will therefore strive to have them function as one entity, which is then Circlebox, while still being able to function as separate, both the Hive and the Hub as well. We want to continue doing research into what makes the ultimate living and working environment to create the best possible experience for young professionals, either moving city or moving country, or even starting their own business. We want to create an environment where people will want to be social and want to be together, and where loneliness is only voluntary. We want to do this through sustainable building design and material selection to allow each space to become what people would love to live and work in, and allow for social interactions to thrive. And again, Circlebox is a social, community-driven design approach to battle loneliness through co-living and co-working environments where we live and work together.